What's up, everybody? It's the Hardy Construction. You can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram, with your host Komp and
Pink Things.
And today is
Adios 2017.
Adios 2017, a year in review of 2017 of all the genre films. Because no, we don't just watch horror films. We watch everything, and we're going to talk about it this year. About what we saw this year, and we have a giant list that you should watch as well as avoid.
And also music and cartoons and random stuff.
Did we say our names? I'm already...
Yes,
it's a good ending.
I was Pink.
Good
I was
ending
Pink
here.
Things.
There you go. That shows you how much I pay attention to myself with this own show. Hey, another year of this shitty show. Thanks for sticking along and following us on Facebook, on YouTube, and all that stuff. So if you and also new on Instagram, it was nice putting us on Instagram. So follow us there, our deconstruction, and on YouTube, give us likes on our videos, please, so people can find us and we can feel better about ourselves. So anyway, are there any films in 2017 horror-wise that stuck out for you this year?
Yes, and I made sure that we did them in 2017 because I was confused. Love Witch. I remember thinking it was just like visually awesome. Like,
yeah, it was
really,
actually. Yeah.
I mean, the movie itself is like but like I think back to it like a few times. I've thought back to it like, oh wow, that was really good.
And the main chick was smoking hot.
She was. She was, and she's from New York.
Let me just give a rundown. So you and I, you go yes or no on the movies that I'm gonna give a quick list of everything we saw. I'm not gonna go through it one by one, but I'm just gonna give a list of what we saw this year. Okay?
Oh shit. Okay.
So give a yes or a no as a watch or don't watch.
What, a yes is good or no?
Yes.
Don't. Okay.
It comes at night.
Yes.
Silent Night 2012.
What the hell was that one?
The one we just did before. Anyway, I say yes as well for It Comes at Night. Very good movie.
No.
Silent Night 2012, no. Helldriver.
Yes.
Yes, for a weird watch. Tokyo Gore Police.
Yes.
A yes from me too. X-Cross.
Which one was that?
That was with the two girls locked in the insane village with the people with their legs, gimp legs. And
that was fun.
It's a fun movie. 1922.
Yes.
I would give that a yes as well. The Love Witch, obviously you say a yes. I would say a yes because it looked so well. It looked really nice.
Yo, visually, that movie is fucking beautiful.
A movie that was made probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe last year, and it was done in like 1960s type of Technicolor, right? Yeah, very beautiful looking film by a female director. Very worth the watch just to see it because there's nothing else that looks like it currently. Stranger Things Season 2.
Yes.
I would give it a meh. It was okay.
Really?
For me, it was a letdown from season 1. That was just my deal with it.
Yeah, right.
Raw, the movie that everybody says is the greatest horror movie of all time.
I mean, it's so overhyped, but yeah, it's good.
It was a fun, entertaining movie, but I think it was
the best one ever. No,
I think it was okay. I don't think. Don't believe the hype. Gerald's Game.
Yes,
very much. Gerald, what are you tying that woman up for?
Gerald, get over here.
Very racist.
Yes. It's got one of the most brutal things I've ever seen in a movie.
Yes, a very strong yes from the both of us, I assume, right?
Yes.
Coherence.
Yes.
Yes, a yes from me too. Another film that's like it is +1, which I suggest that you guys should check out. It's a science fiction fighting your doubles type of film.
Cool.
Tales of Halloween.
Nah.
A big no from me. Trick or Treat.
Yes.
Yes, I like that. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Yes, it's classic. Cult classic. Cult of
all the times you've shit talked it and you finally came around.
Cult of Chucky.
Oh god. That was in my list that I wrote to myself of what a I wrote.
We'll talk about those.
We'll talk about those.
That's a no from me.
Yeah,
I guess that's a no, right? Castlevania the anime on Netflix.
Yes.
That's a yes from me too. I'm glad that they came out with, what was it, 4 episodes? And next season
4 episodes. It's totally worth watching.
Next season's going to be 8 episodes. Channel Zero, Candle Cove.
Yes.
Yes from me. You didn't finish it, but it's a very excellent series. Very worthwhile watching. It's 2017.
Yes.
Surprising,
yes.
A very good movie. And very old school in its gore and violence towards unsuspecting people. The Transfiguration.
Yes.
A gigantic yes from me. It's my favorite horror film of the year. We'll get into that. Misery.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah, it's a good movie. The Dark Tower.
Really good movie.
The Dark Tower.
No.
No, that's a no.
Although I do tell everybody, read the books.
Yes.
Those are great.
I'll say that.
Read the first 4 books, and
yes.
then muddle through the last 3.
Prevenge.
Yes.
Yes. It's a yes. It's a cute little horror movie about a woman who's pregnant. The Void.
Yeah.
Avoid the Void. You said it was good last time.
It's okay. It's good.
Practical good effects. I don't think it was good.
If people are going to be picky and they're only going to watch a few, I'd say no.
Yeah, I don't think it was good. The Loved Ones.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was the greatest. It was a middling, a weird.
I'm right in the middle.
There was a middle plot with his best friend and some.
I don't know what I rated it, but thinking back to it, it's like, it's okay.
I didn't think it was that good. A Dark Song.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
that movie
one.
is a slow-moving film that has a lot of repetition, but the payoff at the end has one of the best visuals I've ever seen for a movie that has like $10 for a budget.
Well, it's like cool because I've never seen a movie do the process part of a big magic spell. It's
it was very interesting. Jacob's Ladder.
Yes.
No question. Fucking one of the best horror films of all time, probably, for me.
It's awesome.
Seance, 2000 film. We saw the Japanese one where the guys accidentally kidnapped a little girl, the Japanese couple, and then they try to fake that they have... You see, so I guess that's a no from you because you forgot what the movie's about.
Explain it, what?
The movie was about, remember a Japanese guy who was he recorded audio, and he accidentally, there was a child molester trying to get this kid, and the kid ran into his bag? And there was police looking for this child. The child dies and becomes a ghost that haunts him and his wife.
Oh, I really don't remember.
Wow, racist because it was Japanese.
Was it good?
I thought it was good. I don't know if you. I think you
I
liked
might have thought it was good too, but I don't remember it.
The Gingerdead Man. No, that's a big no.
Well, unless you want to get like drunk or stoned or something, it's terrible.
I would say just take heroin and knock yourself out. Don't bother.
It's Gary Busey, so that gives you an idea.
Live action Devilman 2004.
I don't even. Oh no!
Tremendous no. It was a movie that I guess it's the Japanese equivalent to you of Faust. In a way, I guess.
Oh God, yeah. No, it was terrible.
I liked Faust. God. I did not like Devilman 2004. Thirst 2009.
Yes.
Korean vampire film. Yes.
That was fun.
Amon, The Apocalypse of Devilman. That's I liked it.
I want to like those Devilman guys, but like, I don't know.
Hey,
the story is so weak.
On January 5th, they're coming out with the new Netflix.
I know, and I hope Netflix will kind of like add character development and shit.
Oh yeah, I think they will.
Like it has such potential.
Yeah, it does, but those movies don't really carry. Amon.
The manga, I'm sure, is amazing.
Oh yeah, Amon Apocalypse of Devilman, my favorite version of Devilman anime series. But I know a lot of the background, so that's why I'm able to stomach it. For somebody who's not into it,
it's like these characters I don't care about, and that's it. Like. I don't know.
I enjoyed it. Danny, not much so. So it's not really for people out of the blue watching it, but it's if you like gore and crazy violence and stuff.
Netflix. I'll give the Netflix.
Yes, we're definitely gonna do that one. Witching and Bitching.
That is my favorite of the year.
That is excellent film. Although I don't think it came out this year, so you gotta watch.
It's a Spanish from Spain film.
So that would be the best out of the movies you've seen this year, but we have to like rank the horror movies of this year. I think we saw Devilman, The Birth, and Demon Bird. I would say that's probably same thing as that. I thought they were okay for kitschy, nostalgic, but not as great as they could be. Prometheus.
Yes.
I would say yes for the first. I would actually say yes for the movie entirely. I enjoyed it.
I don't get it.
No, I didn't have a problem. I actually liked it.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying people hate on it.
Yeah, because they're expecting an alien film. That's what happened.
But it's fun. Whatever.
Get Out.
Yes.
Yes, no question. It's probably one of the best horror films of the year. Lesson of the Evil.
Yes, and it took us this is a little backstory. We tried to record it 3 times before we did the whole thing, and then it didn't work on my end, and it didn't work on his end. So yeah, definitely, I like that movie a lot though. It was really good.
I'm trying to figure what the fuck was the first movie we did this year, but it's like, I think I know. When I get up to it,
Lesson of the Evil was really up there because I was still in Europe at that point.
Damn, was it like this was 7 months ago we did that? Jesus, we saw a lot of movies this year. Dream Home, Chinese movie about the woman killing everybody in the building.
Yeah, no, but I like the Dream House that I accidentally watched.
Well, I like Dream Home. I thought it was good. Female serial killer movie. Prince of Darkness.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, it was okay. Creep.
Yes.
Surprisingly good. The New York Ripper.
I don't even remember it.
Italian sexploitation movie about a guy who quacked like a duck and he killed women.
Oh God, yeah.
That was good. I enjoyed it for its disgusting.
But I don't know.
Disgusting film.
I guess so.
The Girl with All the Gifts.
Yes, that was fun.
That was fun. Seal Station, the prequel to.
Yo, that was like the best zombie movie in a while.
You're thinking of the live action one. You're thinking of
the cartoon. The cartoon was good too.
Cartoon was fun too. It could have been a better storyline, but I thought it was good and it had a nice twist at the end, which I liked a lot.
It was really depressing. Oh my God.
Korean movies. Never have fun with those movies.
It was so upsetting and bleak.
H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond.
I'm trying to remember.
The guy who ends up having his pineal gland grow out his forehead and eats people's eyeballs. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
The people who do Reanimator.
Yeah, it's good. Sunchoke. No, not for me.
Oh, no. I remember that one. No.
That movie's only worth it listening to our episode about it because then we started doing Seinfeld having sex.
Yeah, Jerry!
That was the best. Sightseers by Ben Wheatley.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a yes from me. It's a great movie.
Ben Wheatley can do no wrong.
Ben Wheatley is very good, yes. I Am a Hero.
Yes.
Yes. A big yes for that one.
And I recommend the manga too. I haven't read all of it, but I've read a lot, and it's good.
Yes. The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
That was pretty good.
I enjoyed it a lot. I think starting out, I thought that was probably my favorite horror movie of the year, but I was like, oh.
It was very simple, but like good. But
it's very good. I like.
It's not comparable to
the actors were very good in it though. In the Mouth of Madness.
That was good.
It was okay.
That was in that like John Carpenter trilogy, sort of devil trilogy.
Occult.
Prince of Darkness.
Occult. Okoruto. By the guy who did
That was fun. That was the one with the guy who stabbed somebody and then he
that was from the direct.
The ending is horrible.
Yeah, the greatest horror movie up until the last 2 minutes of the film, where it turns into the worst special effects known to movies.
I couldn't believe it. Like it was so bad.
Remember, I told you to stop watching it, and you said this is good.
We actually paused it and then you waited.
And then you saw the ending, and you were like, "What is this?" That was from the same director as what the hell was the movie? My favorite movie.
One with the tinfoil hats.
Yeah. Oh God. Paul. No, not Cairo. That would be. I forgot what the other one was called.
We'll figure it out.
Whatever. Yeah. Roy the Curse. That's the one.
Okay.
Okay. And finally, Birdemic 2. We started the year out with.
Oh God.
Has it really been that long?
I guess so.
It says 10 months ago. So yeah, that's when we started. Jesus Christ.
Birdemic was horrible.
Birdemic 2 was the worst. Really one of the worst movies of all time. It was so bad. We actually recorded an audio commentary for it, and then I lost the first half of the commentary, and somebody on YouTube was like, hey, when are you going to come out with the commentary? And I was like, soon. And then I never found the commentary. Like, the commentary killed itself. All right. So what were your top 3 horror films of the year then? Just so we can go through it quickly.
I wrote Witching and Bitching, Lesson of the Evil, and actually I wrote Soul Station, or however you say it, Soul Station.
No, you're not. You sure you're not mean Train to Busan?
I think I meant Train to Busan, not the cartoon. Yeah, I meant the live action one.
What I don't understand is, we didn't review Train to Busan?
That was just the year before.
Oh, okay, all right, sure.
It was like the end of 2016.
So if I had to pick 3 top horror films, it would have to be The Transfiguration is number 1 for me. As a film in general, also as horror film, the second film would be Get Out, and the third one is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Those are my top 3 horror movies of the year.
Get Out and Transfiguration were pretty good too.
Yeah, those are my top 3. But as in regular film, my top. Do you have any top 3 regular films of the year?
Well,
including horror.
I just saw Blade Runner. And oh my God, it was so good.
That Blade Runner replaces Autopsy of Jane Doe for me. So it's essentially Transfiguration, Blade Runner 2049, and then Get Out. Those are my top 3 movies.
I mean, Star Wars was amazing too.
It was.
But Blade Runner was like a whole other thing.
And we will talk Blade Runner. Do you have any TV shows that you?
Well, actually, I was going to do some quick book thing. Thea actually recommended some Clive Barker books.
Who's Thea?
I read a little bit. Thea from Horror Harbor, that Tumblr or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
that girl. I remember her.
Yeah.
She's great.
So I read Imagica and Weave World. Weave World annoyed the shit out of me.
Wait, what is this? Are these books or comic books?
These are books. But basically, Clive Barker
What
has
is
this
Weave
weird
World?
thing where his...
I thought Weave World was like about a hair products you buy in Chicago. But go ahead.
It is. But basically, he has this weird thing where his writing style drives me nuts, but like I love his stories. It's really weird. But Magica is awesome. It's like this big epic.
Is it called Magica or Imagica?
Imagica. Imajica. It's really good. And it's like epic though, and it's very long. So maybe if you're not in the mood to read something long. And Weave World is just a cool fantasy sort of thing.
And listen,
and then I read Snow Crash, which you.
Oh, good, yeah, Snow Crash.
I fucking love that.
By Neil Stephenson. Very good genre book. I think it was the first book that said the word The Matrix in it.
It was all like virtual, like groundbreaking virtual reality sort of. It was amazing.
But also, we got to make sure Clive Barker, you support Clive Barker because I believe his nephew was suing him for giving him HIV. So let's.
Really?
That's what I read in this.
Shit.
Who knows if it's true? I mean, you don't know if it's true.
I don't know.
Your nephew. Oh, Lord.
But in any case, yeah. Magica is a good book.
The only book I can think that I remember reading or listening to this year was the It audio book because I've been so obsessed with podcasts this year. I have not listened to any books or read books. All right, let me give you my list. Okay. I listen to a lot of dark podcasts. It's very
try to do like top 3.
I will. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through by through. I listen to a show called Creepy, which is people talking about basically reading creepypastas. I finished a serial drama called The Black Tapes. Thea and I spoke about actually. A huge letdown, an absolute waste of 3 years of listening to that show.
Oh shit!
And Thea and I were bitching about it because it fucking sucked. The ending, they had nowhere to go with it. It was basically this woman who, that show Serial about. It's a big podcast.
I don't.
Anyway, it's a show about this woman investigating these mysterious tapes, VHS tapes that this guy says that paranormal shit doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. They do. You follow these characters for a while. Absolutely. Instead of figuring out, I don't want to spoil it, but instead of figuring anything out, they pull some romance shit out of the blue and fuck up the whole story. It's complete trash.
That sucks.
An actual good show, podcast. It's not horror. Is S-Town, which means shit town, and it's interviewing this mysterious dude. Not like scary mysterious, but this dude who sort of lives in a rural area. And just his life and finding out about him. It's a really good show. S-Town. I would say anybody listen to that show. Quickly, other shows that I listen to is A New Winter, which is this English guy who's weaving a horror story. Loveline Classics, which is now called GIO, Get It On. If you listen to Love Lines, which was Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla, the original show, they're putting all 9 years. They're trying to put all 9 years of the old episodes on it, and it's like
I don't know if I could bear that.
It's really fucking good. I mean, it's so funny how different like Adam Carolla is now because he all he does is talk about fucking Fox News being right, as opposed to who he was back then. Now, if you listen to Fox News, that's fine, but listening to who Adam Carolla
went like nuts.
Yeah, he went nuts. Listening to who Adam Carolla was back then, where he was shitting on everybody, and now he's just sort of like, the left are nuts. Like, oh, please, shut the fuck up. Like, the right are nuts as well.
Well, he's
Everybody's
very angry
asshole.
because, he's suffering in this world with all his money.
Yeah. Haunted, which is a cool new show I just started listening to, which talks about haunted houses. It's by a British group of people. Really fucking good. Last Podcast on the Left, which is where I figured out all my my serial killer information. Incredible show. It's very funny show. Very funny. It's with three one comedian, two comedians and a regular sort of information guy. Mabel is a show I just started to listen to, which is about this. So far, I guess it's this insane woman leaving phone messages on this lady's phone device, but it's really good. Nightmare Magazine has stories. Nocturne is about talking to people about.
Jesus Christ, you listen to a lot.
Wait, just let me go. A woman who interviews people about what they do at nighttime. Really interesting, really cool stuff. Listen, I walk around a lot, especially when I'm at work or when I'm doing stuff. I listen to podcasts. Scary Stories Told in the Dark, just like I said, serial killers. Snap Judgment presents Spooked, Strange Tales, Sci-Fi Wire, Who Won the Week, Tales to Terrify, the horror The No Sleep podcast, which is really cool audio dramas based on scary stories. The White Vaults I just started listening to. So far, it's all right. There's Something Out There. They Walk Among Us. I think that's it for podcasts right now. But I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Well, so that's why you're not reading books, because you're listening to 800 podcasts.
There's a lot of wonderful, wonderful podcasts that are out there you should listen to.
Any new music you've gotten into?
No, I haven't listened to one new fucking thing. I swear to you, when I was making this list, I was like, okay, what albums have I listened to? And I was like, I just got my uncle the new U2 album, and I didn't even listen to that shit. Okay. I tell you this, I haven't listened to one new album at all, which is crazy.
I'm gonna tell you new thing that I discovered, not new, but new to me anyway. Is this guy Igor, and his name is
right. You gave me the song, right?
Yeah, IGORRR, and it's like he's from this like metal, weird electronic metal band called like Worker, like WHOURKR. Anyway, it's like he describes himself as baroquecore, so it's like classical instruments with like fucking breakcore electronic and like death metal all mixed in this crazy thing, and there's like opera and shit too, and it's like it's insane, like it's amazing.
I'll tell you, the only new thing I did with music this year was I went to go see Stabbing Westward, which I guess nobody else knows but me. Even though it was a sold out audience, I went to I think the Bowery Theater. I'm not sure which theater I went to in New York City. It was the best experience. I haven't gone to concerts in years because I'm like an old man now. Incredible fucking experience seeing Stabbing Westward. I want to see them again. It's just like, like you got to see I
saw Paul McCartney and Dee Snider.
There you go, Dee Snider. When you sent me the video, I know you loved it, but when you sent me the video of Dee Snider singing Head Like a Hole, I was like, I'm gonna jump out this fucking window.
No, that was fucking great. I'm not
like
a fan
a hole.
of Dee Snider. Like, I don't know his music, but like my brother just got me a ticket, so I went. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan. Like, he's cool, but enough. I'm not like,
Did he do any Captain Howdy stuff or?
No.
Oh,
but it was just a regular it was like a lot of music I actually had never heard.
Like, I told
don't know
Danny,
it really. I'm not claiming to be a fan.
Twisted Sister, you got to know at least 2 Twisted Sister
songs.
I
know like 10 of them, but
okay.
I'm not like a person who listens to Dee Snider on a regular basis.
I told Danny to scream "What a Rush" loud, and he pussied out. He wouldn't do it. Asshole. Anyway.
Also I've been getting into Devo, like DEVO.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I've been getting into them. They're really fun, actually. I mean, I've always kind of been into them, but yeah. And then this guy, Otto von Schirach, which is like weird electronic music.
I suggested also that one song. I don't know how the rest of the band is, but Fiery Furnaces, Blueberry Boat. That was a song. It sounds like clown music, but then I love the last part of the song. It's just like this instrumental piano playing at the very end. It sounds really classy. I will say, I did get a soundtrack from this movie called. You can find it on Netflix. It's called Bushwick. It's essentially about Southern separatists invade Brooklyn to take it over. Because they're jackasses. They don't think the funny thing is they don't think people in New York have guns, just like how they have in the South. So they decide to secede and take over New York, parts of New York City. And then it's a bunch of Brooklynites. It sounds ridiculous, and it is. But it's actually a very fun movie because it's a movie done in a lot of one takes. And it starts Batista from Blade Runner 2049. As well as Guardians of the Galaxy. I enjoyed the shit out of that movie. That movie's ending.
I never heard of it.
You can find it on Netflix. It was a fun movie. That movie's ending pissed me off more than any movie has pissed me off this year. I won't spoil it. That's all I'm saying.
And I found out that Alex has never played Donkey Kong Country 2, which I've been getting. I mean, I've always known it, but I've been playing it a lot recently because I like old school games, and he should play it. It's a good game. If you guys haven't played Donkey Kong Country 2 or like the original Super Nintendo, it's fucking amazing.
I think, so let's talk about, are there any regular films that you saw? I have a huge list because I go to the gym a lot and I watch, it gives me 2 hours to watch films when I'm at the gym.
I was trying to think of
I have a tremendous list here.
I've been watching a lot of anime recently.
Good. Let's get into that then. What are the animes you saw?
I had never seen Trigun, actually.
Okay. It's a classic,
I'm not an anime
according
person,
to people. I haven't seen Trigun
in my
myself.
defense. So but I had never seen Trigun, and it's
what
really
turned you
good.
around this year, by the way, to watch anime?
No, it was just like I've been saying for like years. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into anime, and like I never do, and everybody I know is into it. Well, actually, that's not true, not everybody. But in any case, I decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it. So, yeah, now I've seen like One Punch Man was awesome. I saw Prison
Oh, you finished
School.
it? That's a great show. Oh, Prison School, yes. Highest recommendation.
I finished One Punch Man.
Highest recommendation is Prison School and One Punch Man from me.
But
also,
don't watch Prison School if you are
Yes.
offended easily.
Oh yeah, it's essentially a sex comedy.
There's a lot of,
but it's
like,
very highbrow
rapey
sort of sex
humor in
comedy.
there.
Yeah, it's very dirty humor, but it's not like garbage dirty humor. It's very funny, but I mean it's super exploitative.
It's very, very offensive.
It's very offensive, but it's not. It doesn't. It is trashy, but a classy trashy.
It feels cuddly to me.
It does, right? I mean,
because the main kids are like really good characters.
It's
like,
anyway.
It's like strangely wholesome.
Prison
like,
School is about these 5 guys that are the first 5 guys that are allowed into this. Is it a high school or a college or something like that?
It's a high school. It's a female boarding school.
It's a female boarding school that decides to open up to men, and these 5 guys try to get videos of these girls taking showers, like as a prank or something. They get I guess, jailed inside of a pen inside of the school, in a prison in the school. Either they serve out their time, or they will be expelled from the school. So they decide to serve out time, and then just being abused by women throughout the whole film. But it's very funny to see their shenanigans, and the principal.
Anybody who likes butts can't be bad. Actually, my favorite guy is what's his name? Gakuto.
Gakuto is the best friend, the guy with the glasses, who's like
is just like one of the best characters.
He really is one of the
like anything,
and just the voice acting of everybody really on that. It's Japanese. I watched the American.
If you don't like subtitles, maybe there's a dubbed version.
I did see part of the dubbed version. I thought it was actually not that bad, but Gakuto's
Nobody
voice.
could beat that guy's voice acting.
Yeah, Gakuto is the best friend. His voice acting in the Japanese one is the most incredible voice acting I've heard in a long time.
It's
and
really
the American version, they sort of give him a little snivelly voice, which does not fit the character. He's supposed to have this sort of pseudo manly voice, but whatever. Prison School, highly recommended, but that's like if you're not offended by,
But then we just watched Inuyashiki.
Inuyashiki, yes. You want to describe what that's about?
Basically, this is not giving anything away because you find out in the first 10 minutes. An old man has cancer, he's going to die, and he goes to this park, and him and this other kid are killed by an alien spaceship and then rebuilt as androids, and they could, like, cure cancer and shoot missiles and shit.
But it leads them into a path of destruction with each other. Excellent.
It's like one is, like, basically an all-powerful serial killer, and one is like a healer.
Yeah, and it's only 11 episodes. It's made by, if you've watched anime, it's called this guy who made Gantz, but this show is like very self-contained. It doesn't have the fuck up that Gantz has. Really, really one of my favorite shows of the year, if not of all time.
It's fucking amazing.
Another show that I suggested to Danny, which is called Mob Psycho 100, which is by the makers of.
I watched the first episode. I wasn't necessarily.
You'll get into it. You'll get into it. Believe me, you'll get into it.
Okay.
It's a show that'll hype you up. Believe me, it's so crazy. It's by the guys who made One Punch Man. I'm trying to think of the other anime. I started watching something called Boku no Hero Academy, which is like a weird sort of. It's like a school show. Like, I guess if you like to compare it to like American superhero versions of Yu Yu Hakusho or Naruto, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's an interesting show. It's but I'm not really a fan of that sort of. We got to stick with these kids for a while. I did with Naruto when I was younger, but not anymore. I can't get into shows.
Naruto's like a million seasons.
Yes,
right?
it is.
And now there's another one that's like a spin-off called Boruto.
Yeah, it's his son. It's his son grown up.
Jesus.
So that means Naruto got pussy. Good for him, huh? Why not? So let's get into. I think that's all the anime. I'm sure I saw other anime, but I'm not sure. Whatever, I'll think about it. Television shows. What television shows did you watch any?
I haven't really watched. Well, I mean,
Netflix
anime,
shows or anything.
Not Stranger Things. Honestly, I haven't really watched much.
Okay, my suggestions: Mindhunter. It's the show about.
Okay. Wait, I did think of something. But you go on your thing.
Mindhunter is about. Mindhunter is a depiction of, the criminal psychology in the 1960s. It started out. It's produced by David Fincher, who directed the first 2 episodes. I think he also directed the last 2 episodes.
Well, then it's got to be good.
It's an excellent show. If you enjoyed Zodiac, this is essentially Zodiac, the TV show. So
cool.
That's exactly how it is. And Zodiac is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just really great. What else did I see? The Punisher, far and above like one of the best shows I've ever seen on Netflix.
I just haven't seen any of those.
You know what?
Except Daredevil.
You can watch Punisher by itself. That's the thing. You don't have to watch because it's like outside of the timeline of all those shows. So you can watch, even though Punisher is very important to season 2 of Daredevil.
How's it outside the timeline? I mean, he interacts with Daredevil.
No. If you see, did you see Daredevil season 2 or no?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so then you're fine to watch Punisher because he's not in anything else.
Okay.
But really good John Bernthal, who I was sort of like, on him when he first came out. He's just like, he's now the Punisher to me. He's just fucking incredible.
Cool.
Glow was a show about female wrestlers that I keep telling Danny about, and it's a really, really good show. It's excellent show. Very funny show. It actually got me to like that comedian that I can't stand, the guy with the glasses. What does that podcast?
That's
Mark Maron. Like, Mark Maron is one of those sort of comedians that are like, I hate life. And everybody's like, laughing, doing backflips. But it was very good. Very good show. Highly recommended. So please give that a shot.
And you've watched the new Curb, but I haven't yet.
Love the new Curb season. It was probably only 1 week episode, but even that had a sequence in it that was so fucking offensive. It was hilarious.
Right.
The Defenders I did not like that much. It was
this is why I haven't watched.
Yeah, The Defenders was a culmination of Iron Fist, which I thought was okay, but people were doing backflips about how bad that show was, which I understand why people were pissed off about that. But they had a good secondary villain. Luke Cage, the main character of Luke Cage is sort of boring, but they had a great villain in Mahershala Ali, who's this black actor who's fucking incredible in that show. Jessica Jones was entertaining. I enjoyed it, but it went on for a little too long. You might like it because it has David Tennant as the bad guy, and Daredevil, of course, is good. The first half
Daredevil's great.
First half of season 2 of Daredevil was incredible with the Punisher. The second half, where they're fighting immortal ninjas, I thought that was horse shit. So when it all came together for the Defenders, they really fucked that show up because you know what it was? More immortal ninja bullshit. Fuck the hand. Enough with the hand. Get rid. Why do you have to fight ninjas
I fuck my
forever?
Hand every night.
Yes.
Alex.
I know you're gonna get to your shows, but let me finish up with these. Channel Zero, which was season 2, which was the No End House, had a very interesting concept and beautiful looking show. Incredible set design and everything. Had some really neat concepts. I think it was about 3 episodes too long, honestly. So hopefully the next season will be a lot better. But I think that they sort of lost it with this season because it was long and drawn out. Sort of like Candle Cove was fucking great, though. Candle Cove is exactly what a horror series needs to be.
I just need to finish that show.
You'll enjoy the ending because I'm sure you'll have questions about it too. Because I had to kind of look it up what the ending was about. I thought this show was much better than American Horror Story as a horror series.
But I felt that way too.
And speaking of, I totally forgot that I saw. I saw it just because I had to. The American Horror Story. What the hell was it called? Election or some shit like that.
Political one or whatever. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. They actually, you know what they did? They actually stuck with one storyline. They didn't go berserk. It was from beginning to end.
They didn't throw out 40 strings and leave none of them
from
hanging?
Beginning to end, it had a tight plot. If you could, I can't even believe it. I'm saying it myself, but it had an actual plot. It was good actors from all around. I don't know what to say. I was just so surprised that it happened. It wasn't the best season, but you know what? For a season that had coherence, that was it. So I'm glad that maybe they'll do that again next year, but who knows? Well, I'm gonna get to the big one that I'm sure we know about. American Gods. I tried to get into it. If you watched Hannibal the series, that is a show that was.
The book was like. To me, I know this is going to piss people off, but I felt the book was pretty overrated.
The main character is a really blank slate, and it was like, you told me that he was, and I was like, wow, he really was. And it was so funny because in the book, I think he's a white guy that's half black, but he looks white. Because I saw some of the comic, and in the show, he's like this really handsome. He looks like a Swedish black guy.
I don't think his race is even like important at all in the story, but like he's just boring.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's boring in the show. I'll tell you that.
I mean, he's supposed to be the son of a Viking guy.
Oh, okay.
or whatever, right? Like, what is? Well, actually, I don't want to spoil.
I got about three. I got 3 or 4 episodes in, and I just could not watch. And apparently, the show director, why am I forgetting his name? Brian Fuller, I think is his name. I think that's his name. Yeah, he's the one who did Hannibal, who ran Hannibal, which was a fucking great show that kind of got wonky in the 3rd season, but beautiful show. And he carried on that sort of aesthetic, like. Just to watch these shows are beautiful, but I just couldn't get past the 3rd episode, so I don't know about that.
You're not missing much. It's kind of dumb. I don't know.
Which leads me to
watch. You know what? Instead of people reading American Gods, read King Rat by China Miéville.
Ooh, yeah, China Miéville's the guy you always talk about. The Walking Dead this season, I saw it.
I haven't seen it at all.
Danny did not bother watching it this season.
I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know how you were avoiding the most gigantic spoiler of all.
Shut up.
It's an astonishing, huge spoiler that I can't believe you haven't learned about yet. It's about 50 times worse than what's his name?
You know, once I deleted Facebook, life became good again.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't look anything online about that. Preacher was a show that I'm following because I'm hate following because the show is not what the comic is, which is fine. That's what they did with Walking Dead, but it is a rough show to follow because they do nothing with that show. They really don't do anything with that show, and I don't understand why. Better Call Saul season 3.
No, I haven't seen any of it, and I love Breaking Bad.
On par with Breaking Bad, a great fucking show, no question. Every episode is like a work of art, incredible show.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna do like a marathon of it when it's done or something.
Fargo this year was a decent season. I enjoyed it. You know Mary Elizabeth Winstead, the actress.
I love her.
She stands up and they show her bare ass in the movie. I know you felt.
Oh wow, I gotta watch.
I know you felt bad about her seeing her nude photos because she told everybody.
I didn't look at those. I respected her wishes.
Oh, that's good. Neither did I. The Leftovers, a masterpiece of television, a simple, incredible masterpiece of TV. Like I can't go fuck yourself. I love that show.
I couldn't make myself finish it.
The acting is so good. It's incredible, and the thing is, it's obviously what's his name, the guy who wrote Lost. What was his name?
J.J. Abrams.
No, the other guy, the bald guy, David Lindelof, the guy who answers no questions, like that he puts up like in the Star Wars: The Force Awakens. He executive produced this show. He's doing the Watchmen TV show, by the way. They're trying to do a Watchmen show. So
I didn't know that.
I wonder if he'll do questions about that too. I think the Zack Snyder movie is enough. I don't know what he needs to do to make a show about it. But anyway, Leftovers, my highest recommendation. I tried watching this season of Gotham. I'm 4 seasons into Gotham, and I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. So I just stopped. I stopped watching. I'm sure I'll get back to it, hopefully, but I really cannot. That is a show where characters die and they're back the next season, so there's no.
I want to make my one TV show recommendation. I actually
watched this year. Twin Peaks? The 3rd season?
Actually, what I was saying, Twin Peaks was amazing, of course. But
we'll get into that. But go ahead.
Twin Peaks was cool because they basically every episode is like a film budget worth of a show. So it's like
I think it was like $18 million or something like that.
He went totally top, like artsy.
Here's the thing. I had never seen Twin Peaks. Danny kept telling me for years and years, watch Twin Peaks. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a watch. I saw the first 2 seasons. I thought they were great. The first season better than the second season. I was like, I understand why people like it. This is like a comedy. Like I thought it was a fucking comedy.
It's
a weird comedy.
And lovely and nice.
So I started watching the 3rd season. And I was like, whoa, like this is a complete shift. Like it was first of all, I had seen Fire Walk with Me before the 3rd season. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in the history of cinema. I don't care what anybody says.
But then you liked it when they had all the deleted shit.
Right. I saw the deleted scenes, which made sitting through the painful experience of that first movie worth watching.
The movie that bad? It's not like
it's not that bad.
It's not a top movie to me, but like
you're right. You're right. It's not that bad. It's horrendous. That movie, The Fire Walk with Me. What a horrible movie. I don't give a fuck. And this is somebody as a fan of Twin Peaks. Okay, and season 3, I enjoyed it a lot. My only bone of contention, and it's a large bone because it's a large swath of the series, is Coop.
Wait, don't give away spoilers.
Oh please. Coop is not Coop.
Really don't.
Coop is not himself for the most of the series, and that for me is a huge letdown. Is that a huge spoiler?
No, they definitely dragged out Dougie a little.
I was like pulling at my fucking hairs watching that performance. I was like, "Where's Coop? Coop?" Because then I thought about it. I was like, if Coop was Coop, the regular Coop, he would have solved the shit 3 episodes in. That's the thing. Yeah. Coop is way too competent of a character. This is what I was telling somebody else about the series, that Coop is so competent and
they
so
had to basically kill him off.
Essentially, they had to spiritually kill him off before they brought him back. And I thought that I was like, listen, just bring him back, please, for the love of God. And so when
but man,
eventually
what a good show!
Very good show.
I think about it like regularly. I gotta go, but no, that was not my.
It's a real work of art. Hold on, let me make my complaint now. It's a real work of art, that series. Very good. It's very quirky. David Lynch got to sexually harass women on television again without getting called out for it.
Yep.
Just like he did
dirty,
the original girl.
Meditator man.
He did with the original girl from the first season, and then now he did it with his partner in the new season. And
well, she's his muse in real life.
Oh yeah. So I figured she's cool with that, I guess. But also, I remember I explained Danny, because I saw Twin Peaks. I told Danny, listen, you gotta watch this show called Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and it's like 110
but then
episodes.
I watched Inuyashiki.
I know, which is 11 episodes. So I don't feel like you put the weight into it like I did. Yeah,
but it was very overwhelming.
Anyway,
like 1 million episodes. Anyway,
right, so
I was going to recommend because basically my friend showed me the movie All Good Things, which is
right.
Which is about this. It was a fictionalized telling of this real life story about
Robert?
this guy David Hurst, or no, what's his real name?
Robert Durst.
Robert Durst.
What's his name? David Hurst in the movie.
Well, in the movie, he's called David Hurst. No, that's his name in the movie. That's his name.
Oh, that's
in the movie.
funny. That's very
funny.
So
they just changed the details a little, but anyway, so that's his name in the movie. Anyway, so they make this movie, and basically it's about this guy who maybe killed his wife, and maybe killed this other guy, and maybe killed this woman.
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
And he never gets caught. And so they make this movie, and then the actual guy, Robert Durst contacts the director and says, well, I'd like to tell my side of the story. So then HBO made a documentary interviewing this guy. They called The Jinx. And oh my God, man! Don't give away the ending, but don't give away anything. But
it was on the news. The ending. What happened?
Yeah, I know, but don't give it away because I didn't know it.
Oh! I'm guilty. Oh! That's what he does.
But oh my God, man! It is just this is a real life, sick, crazy sort of story. It's not horror technically, but it is horror.
I seen the middle to the ending of that film, All Good Things, and I am going to watch that movie because it was really, really well done. And I remember, it's Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling's very good in movies,
and he was great in Blade Runner too.
Excellent in Blade Runner too. Okay, so let me do a quick. So, did you see any other regular films this year? Because I'm going to do a quick rundown.
I mean, I must have, but I can't think of any.
Okay, I wrote these down. Bright, the movie with Will Smith and what the hell is the guy's name? We just talked about him in It Comes at Night. Joel, whatever the hell his name is. I thought it was okay. It was a fine film. People call it the worst film of the year. Maybe that's why I thought it was okay, because people said it was so bad.
It was so dramatic.
All right, so for the next 5 minutes, just count 5 minutes. I'll count the 5 minutes myself. Star Wars. Let's just give our beef out about the Star Wars The Last Jedi. Starting... Hold on.
Without spoiling.
Okay, sure. For the next 5 minutes without spoiling. Your thoughts on Star Wars The Last Jedi?
I really liked it, but it was a lot to process, and I need to watch it again. Yeah, because the first one, Force Awakens, is basically like a remake, and it was very straightforward and fun. You're back in Star Wars. Oh, cool, this is great. But this was so many things happened, and there's so many questions raised, and so much shit happens. So it's I gotta really, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I did like it, though.
People
I definitely liked it.
Hey. Now, I'm not saying everybody hated it because the movie's making money, but a lot of people hated it. A lot of people hated how Luke Skywalker was not Luke Skywalker, even though he was
even though it's
listen
4
to this.
years later.
He's like a Jedi master that went by himself to live somewhere else, away from people. Jeez, I wonder if that ever happened. That I'm sure that Yoda never did that, right? No,
neither did Ben, right?
Did Ben Kenobi do that either? No, right? That's impossible. It's impossible. Anyway, see, that was my impersonation. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I could see where people's gripes are. This guy actually wrote a big paragraph on my Facebook today, and I had to answer him back because I was like, "Listen, I didn't write the fucking movie. What am I gonna do?" I enjoyed the movie. I do think
people are getting like all like fucking. It's social justice warrior. No, it's not. It's
yes,
that's like it's neither. It's neither.
Commander Holdo is played by the woman. She's played by Diane from Twin Peaks: The Return.
Who's also in Jurassic Park.
She has pink hair, and she's wearing a cocktail dress or something in outer space. I don't know.
It's
why
like
they
raised some good points. It's like, yeah, it would have been cool to have Admiral Akbar do that send off. I don't say what it is. I'm not spoiling anything. But they gave it to this new character with pink hair to show women power. That's what they're trying to say. It's like, well, maybe it's just possible that, like, you know, half of the world is a female or whatever, or not male.
Whoa, Danny, your black framed glasses are falling off of your nose as you say that, and you're.
It's just like it's insane to imagine the idea that you could believe this.
Here's the thing: there's a very vocal,
but not like a black stormtrooper or a woman. Like, it's insane.
There's a vocal minority that the news makes out to be as a vocal majority. Complaining about, I guess, perceived SJW things about the film. Myself, I'm sure
there's actual SJW.
And the thing is, I'm sure there are things about having strong women characters, which is completely fine. Who gives a flying fuck? It's like these guys never had mothers or anything in their fucking lives.
I guess what they're saying about Rey is she's like a Mary Sue, or is that what it's called?
And hopefully Mary Sue. Hopefully that was knocked out with this film.
I agree with the first one, but not in this one.
Not in this one. She's an actual character in this film. And the thing is, J.J. Abrams' questions aren't answered. Well, I guess I can't spoil it. But I enjoyed the film. This is a movie that it looks like a fucking film. It's a film. It's not a bullshit movie.
People are complaining because there's an Asian character in it. It's like, what? Like...
I saw The Force Awakens. Again the night before I saw this, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a nice movie. When I saw this movie, I was like, this is a fucking film. Like, this is an actual
it's a real film.
Like, it's a real film. It's not bullshit.
That's why I can't say how I feel about it, because it's, like, complex, and
it's a very complex film that has
thoughts on it,
It has multiple threads. It has lots of, things that all connect towards an ending. You know what I mean?
There are things I'm not happy about in it, which I can't say without spoiling. But, like...
It's the interracial stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all that stuff. No, there's stuff like certain plot points that it's like, I wish they did a better point with that or whatever. But, like, nothing... It's a good movie.
It has great battle scenes. I mean, the battle scenes, I enjoyed the battle scenes in Rogue One, which wasn't a perfect movie at all. I thought it was an okay film. I thought it was sort of a shitty storyline. But that had fantastic battle scenes in it. This one had better battle scenes, which was incredible. But I recommend that movie. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like I told Danny, Danny's like a harder core Star Wars fan than I am. You told me you had a Star Wars encyclopedia in your house.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to be way more into it. I used to know like the names of all the spaceships and the whole extended universe and like all the alien races and stuff. But now I'm like, I'm not like that anymore, but I love the whole stuff, like the whole.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I thought it was a film. I thought it was really good. I thought Rian Johnson did something really uniquely special with it, and hopefully they don't take away his new trilogy after all the shit that people are giving him with this one. But I thought it was great. So whatever, who gives a fuck?
It's the stupidest fan base. Like nothing satisfies.
Here's the thing.
Anybody.
Yeah, I know, because Force Awakens, like, it's too much of the fucking original movie. They do something different. It's nothing like the original movie. Shut the fuck up.
Luke wouldn't do that. It's like, Luke wouldn't be different after 30 years of growth and change and seeing all these bad things happen. He would never. Here's the thing. Luke
is a real guy. He realizes how life means nothing in the end, right? Just like you and I know that.
Yep.
All right, I enjoyed that movie. Fuck it. Movies I saw. Wonder Woman. You know what? DC finally made a good movie, and then you know what? They followed it up with Justice League. Justice League. Here's the thing: people hated Zack Snyder for what he did with Batman v Superman because he fucked up that storyline. But it wasn't a horrible movie; it was an okay film.
Right.
They called it like the worst movie of that year, which is fine, whatever. They did with this movie with Justice League. I'll get back to Wonder Woman, but Justice League. he did a movie and then they kicked his ass right off of set. I think because he had family issues, but I'm pretty sure they kicked him off before that because after Batman v Superman, I'm sure Warner Brothers was like, let's get rid of this motherfucker and use this as an excuse, God forbid, which is a terrible excuse anyway. And they put Joss Whedon on, and he reshot half of the movie. So if you've seen any of Zack Snyder films, like you saw Watchmen, right?
Yeah, I know his style.
You remember how that movie looked? How beautiful that movie looked? Even if you didn't like the movie looks gorgeous. Half of this movie, Justice League, looks like that, and then the other half looks like a cheap like impression of that type of film. And Ben Affleck turns fat to skinny in scenes in between. And Joss Whedon was like writing jokes, and he was writing jokes for Batman. This is the worst It's funny because he was a very good Batman in Batman v Superman, Ben Affleck. And he's a horrible Batman here. Like, the writing for him is just, like, absolutely
they just
horrible.
They need to stop trying to remake Batman. It's enough now. Nobody's beating Michael Keaton.
They really fucked this Justice League movie up. Like, it's a really embarrassment of a movie. Especially you're seeing these adults dressed up. They look like they're cosplaying. As opposed to like Avengers, where it sort of feels like, they're wearing wacky costumes.
But like, I'm sorry, like no offense to anybody, but I don't know, DC doesn't do it for me, really.
Fair enough. I thought Wonder Woman was like a pleasant surprise because you know what, they had a competent director who was. No,
I'm gonna check it out because I heard it's a fun movie. Like, so yeah, I'll watch.
Patty Jenkins is her name, and that's when your director's actually good. You remember what their fucking name is. She did a good job with that movie, and they should have her running the fucking DC movies if she makes even something that's competent as that. Anyway, I saw Dunkirk, which is the war movie by Christopher Nolan about the English guys getting the shit kicked out of them by the Germans, so they got to go back. Good movie. I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was like, if I had seen that in theaters, probably would have been a different experience watching in IMAX. But as a movie itself, it's sort of okay. Bad Batch was the director of A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Basically, it's a post-apocalyptic movie about this girl who gets her leg cannibalized, and so she has to go live with that.
Is that by the same Elijah Wood company?
I believe so. I think it's. I believe it's either them or A24, which is another great fucking production company. Very interesting sort of movie. It has Keanu Reeves in it as a character. Okay. It's an interesting film. I wouldn't say it's fun. It's interesting, but it certainly is an art house film. And it keeps in line with A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, but I liked A Girl Walks Home a lot more. But it was still an interesting movie to watch. It was like we were watching some sort of Mad Max without the cars and more artsy-fartsy stuff in it. Right. Free Fire, which was Ben Wheatley's run and gun movie about these 8 to 10 people that are stuck at a gun business gone wrong. So it's essentially an hour and a half of a gunfight. And I enjoyed the shit out of it. Very good.
Just another day in America.
Basically, but it was in the 70s, so it's really good. Charlton Copley, the guy from District 9, a movie you haven't seen. Excellent in that movie. Also is Armie Hammer, who's very good. A Brawl in Cell Block 99, which is Craig S. Zala, the guy who did Bone Tomahawk.
Craig. Oh, that's a good one.
This is a movie with Vince Vaughn, who he plays a guy who gets arrested for selling drugs. He goes a drug deal gone wrong, and he kills one of the guys he was sent with because that guy's shooting cops, and I guess some moral fucking barometer kicked in. Now now his wife is essentially. They bring in this sort of, it's like a 70s sort of exploitation film through this guy sort of directing, and this guy says, listen, you better kill this guy in this jail. You have to get sent to this other jail while you're in this jail, or we're going to cut your baby's arms and legs off inside the mother before it's even born and keep it alive. So it's a real exploitation movie that turns
fucked up.
It turns to Story of Ricky real quick. That's all I'll say. Okay. A very fun movie, very dark, but very funny. John Wick 2. Good, not as good as the first movie. Split. Interesting film by M. Night Shyamalan.
It looks so gimmicky and stupid.
It is, but it's interesting film. I enjoyed it. It's a small film. And there is a little twist, but it's not really a twist. But I like it.
Seems like it's like making fun of mental health issues, honestly.
It's cartoonifying it, I guess. In a way.
It's not like It's basically making it like reinforcing this idea that if you have like multiple personalities or schizophrenic, you like have like
it's like it's like a comic
that are all insane.
It's almost like a comic book version, and if you're watching the film, you will understand that reference. Thor Ragnarok, fun movie.
I still have to see this.
Very fun movie, worth watching. It made the Thor character likable. Not that he wasn't likable; he was good in the Avengers movies. In his own movies, he fucking sucked. Thor: Dark World 2 is the worst Marvel movie.
I hated the second one.
Yeah, it's horrible.
The first one I loved.
This movie is fantastic. This is great. Great fun movie. Had like pastiches of like fucking Flash Gordon, the original 80s film. Kingsman: Golden Circle, which was the second Kingsman movie. Fun.
What is that about?
Kingsman is about like a British hood kid who gets sucked into this James Bond sort of lifestyle. Really underrated movies that you should watch, and I don't think there's going to be a third one because this second movie did not make the money back, but it's worth watching completely. It's fucking. There's a fight scene to Prince's "Let's Go Crazy" that's just worth it watching alone.
Okay.
The Foreigner, which is Jackie Chan's Taken, so he's like old man Jackie Chan beating the fuck out of people.
Is he still like super like
China? Half of the film is Pierce Brosnan as this leader of an Irish group of people, and he's trying to figure out who's bombing whatever. Really good movie. Jackie Chan does beat the shit out of people, and there's it's satisfying movie. I actually sent that movie to my parents to watch it, and they enjoyed the shit out of it. So that tells you a lot. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a fun movie. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it was still okay. Wind River was... I saw a lot of movies, Danny. I'll get through them. I'll go through them real quick, but right before the hour ends, hopefully. Wind River is a really good movie starring Hawkeye and who's that witch from Avengers 2? Whatever her name is, psychic witch.
She's one of the twin sisters from Full House.
She's the third sister of one of the twin sisters. Yeah. It's basically Hawkeye and that girl, and they're trying to solve this murder of a Native American girl. Very good little...
Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen. Very good, I can't even think who Hawkeye's name is, but very good detective film in a winter setting. It's beautiful because it takes place... Jeremy Renner, right. It takes place in the winter, sort of Alaskan sort of area. Not in Alaska itself, but that like the whole scenes are white and snowy, and it's beautiful. Valerian, which was a letdown because it's from the director of The Fifth Element, but it's still an incredible movie. The first 20 minutes of the film are probably the most incredible, beautiful visuals of any film this year. The main characters, they just don't click that well. They're good actors. They're fine actors. That girl from Suicide Squad, the worst movie of last year, she plays the girl Laureline, and she's fine in it, but for some reason they just cannot get a storyline together for those two characters. But worth a watch anyway if you want hints of Fifth Element. Baby Driver, which is by the guy who did Shaun of the Dead. Nice little crime thriller, very nicely edited together. It has pedophile extreme Kevin Spacey as one of the bad guys. So worth watching.
Good. He should be a bad guy.
Logan, did you watch Logan at all?
No.
You did not watch
I have
anything?
not been up to date on my comic book movies at all.
To see if you have 2 hours to give a day, that's all you got to do. Logan was an entertaining film. People were like doing backflips saying it's like the best movie of the year. I thought it was fine. But whatever, I liked it. Spider-Man Homecoming, I enjoyed it a lot. They did the correct way of handling that character now, as you saw him in what the hell was it? Captain America:
wait till
Civil
the
War?
sequel and see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll see. Dark Tower, yeah, we spoiled that one. A disaster of a movie, probably the worst movie of the year. It really is
like, that is the biggest disappointment. I mean, I knew it was going to be horrible, but it's as if they set out to do the exact opposite of what fans wanted.
I read every one of the Dark Tower books, and by the middle half towards the end, I was very disappointed in where the direction of the stories go. But that, you can't control what a writer does with the books. The movie made it even worse because the movie was a sequel to the books, and they fucked it up even worse.
Yeah, that's their justification for
being lazy,
doing absolutely nothing to do with the books.
Yes,
the only similarities was the names of the characters.
An absolute shit of a movie. Idris Elba
was
out
half the main characters.
I remember when we first talking about it, we were like, "Oh man, Idris Elba as Roland, like what the fuck?" And then when you see the movie, it's like, "Wow, he's the only good thing about the movie." He's the only good thing about that movie. It fucking sucks. And giving the Man in Black psychic magic powers that he flies around. I understand he has that powers, but the way that they have it in the movie is ridiculous, an embarrassment of a movie.
That movie was... It couldn't have been worse.
It really was terrible. Actually worse than Alien Covenant. Alien Covenant was imagine if you took the first hour of Prometheus and then you said, hey, let's just make it into Alien. Hey, because we're lazy. It fucking sucked. That movie sucked. Ghost in the Shell, I actually enjoyed as a fan of the series, which is a show that I will recommend to you called what the hell? Standalone Complex. Ghost in the Shell. All iterations of Ghost in the Shell have been pretty decent. Standalone Complex is a great fucking animated series from Japan. This movie, they decided to make it a white main character, and I was like, all right, whatever. Then I was watching.
Did they CGI her eyes to be more Asian?
They were about to, but they didn't. They fucked this movie up by screwing around with the storyline, and I could understand why Asians would be pissed. It was funny because I was explaining it to an Asian girl I ran into after I saw the movie, and then I was like, I felt sort of guilty saying, hey, I just supported this movie that could have had an Asian lead, you know? But yeah, that movie was okay for me. I had a fine time with it, beautiful visuals, but it didn't reach the potential that it should have. Power Rangers, a movie where it was actually decent. Hear me out. I wasn't a fan of the Power Rangers show. I was more a fan of the concept. An hour and a half of teenage angst, and then they turn into Power Rangers for the last 20 minutes, which is the worst way to make this fucking movie. Okja, which is a Korean director who did a lot of movies that I've seen on Netflix, is about this girl who raises a giant pig cow, and it's a beautiful little movie. It's fun. And it's good. You got to watch it. It's great. It's just I can't explain how good it is. And then the pig cow gets taken off by this corporation to be turned into meat. And the little girl runs into a group of animal rights people that are almost like terrorists. And there's also Jake Gyllenhaal, who does a great fucking character in the movie. Bushwick, like I said, which was fun. I finally actually saw a Takashi Miike movie called Blade of the Immortal, based on this manga about a samurai who is undying, and it was fine. People said it's great. I thought it was okay. Game of Thrones, we didn't get to talk about. What did you think of the season?
Oh my god, it was good, but they really tried to speed everything up a lot.
I am wondering there's only one more season, right?
Is that it? And added like 3 episodes. What?
There's one more season, right? Is that it?
One more season, yeah.
Well, I am very excited about that.
Still waiting on that fucking book.
Yep, George R. R. Martin. He's at those parties.
Still waiting.
Is there anything else you need to talk about this episode? I think I spoke a lot this episode.
I think we said everything.
Oh, I also saw Death Note. They fucked that up. And Wicked and Divine is a great comic book.
Well, wasn't that with Willem Dafoe, or am I wrong?
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's great in that. Willem Dafoe can be in a pile of dog shit, and he'd be great in it. But that movie was okay. It was a bastardization of the original storyline. But I thought it was okay. But like, if you're a true fan of that, then no, it's not good for you.
Oh, now I remember Silent Night. That was the one with fucking what's his face? You know, the guy from Alex from Clockwork Orange.
Oh yeah, that's true. So yeah, I think that for the most part it was also good. So to reiterate, our favorite 3 movies. I'm excited
for the sequel to it.
My favorite 3, yeah, it's gonna be good. So we'll see what they'll do with that. They did say that they're gonna have half of it as the kids again, because they're smart. Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with the kids, but whatever. Whatever. They fucked up a little bit of the storyline with that one. Anyway. For the kids to actually confront their demons, which they never do as adults until they are adults. So that sort of gives them.
We'll see what happens. I trust them.
So my once again, top 3 movies. Mine's is Transfiguration, Blade Runner 2049, and Get Out. What were yours?
Oh, what did I say? I don't remember what I said. Well, I think Blade Runner was up there. I wrote it down on my list, and now I forgot everything.
Very good. And, well, anyway, with that, our best websites of the year, I think for Danny it was Chatterbait, and me it's Cam Soda, because I enjoy women with big butts. Oh, whoops. Nice. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think we were supposed to say about that. Anyway, with that, Danny, this is the end of 2017. Adios, 2017.
Adios, fuck you, 2017.
And for the last time of 2017, Danny, what's the final word?
Tits, 2017.
The horror deconstruction.